Hey, so welcome to another podcast episode of the Soulful Side of Life. I hope that you're well and having a good week. And I'm really grateful and excited about this podcast episode with Eva Cavalli because she was a force behind the Roberto Cavalli brand. She's the wife of the late designer, and she really spearheaded a lot of unique things that the brand gave to the world. She was behind the fashion side of things, the launches of fragrances, and she's got just a wealth of knowledge about fashion and her experience of working with designers and trying different things. And one thing that I find poignant about her story is that at a moment when her husband, Roberto, was thinking of closing the brand down because it was losing money, she had vision to keep it going. And it's a good thing they did because the Roberto Cavalli brand was an inspiration to the world. The designs and the style and the aesthetic and the style codes of the house were unique to what was being put out on the market, the fashion market at the time. And her eye for putting outfits and pieces together, coupled with her eye of home interiors and design. I was once at her home in Florence during Petit Uomo, and just seeing how she puts together a table for presentation for serving food with leopard tablecloths and matched with the right cutlery and the right plateware with the mozzarella balls and the burrata and the salamis and the cold cuts and the flowers. She just has an eye for hospitality. And in this conversation, she opens up about her journey of growing up in Austria to meeting her husband Roberto, to being in the fashion sphere and her vision for projects behind things that the Roberto Cavalli brand put out, to her thoughts to where fashion is today. And as it's Fashion Month now, she opens up about her thoughts and what she predicts will come out of the fashion month. So stick around, enjoy this podcast episode with Eva Cavalli. She just has a wealth of knowledge, and you'll notice that there's two different outfits. There was a technical issue, but Ava was so gracious to join on another day to finish up the podcast episode. So yeah, enjoy this podcast episode with Eva Cavalli.
Eva, thank you so much for joining my podcast. I appreciate it.
Hello, Ali. Good morning.
You know, when I was in your home, I think it was 2021 when Robert had his presentation,
Yes.
and I didn't know. I was fixing a plate of food. I remember your leopard tablecloth. I was so impressed with the setup of the food, and I had on these gold shoes, and I didn't know you were Eva Cavalli, and you
Uh,
saw my shoes and you were looking at me up and down, and I'm like, "Oh no, I hope that my fashion is okay." Yeah.
nice, nice. So that's how we met first time.
It is, and I was just drawn by how you can set up a table with food,
Mhm,
with the mozzarella balls and the salamis and just the
mhm.
presentation with the flowers and everything.
Yeah, I must say for me, the table always has been a passion. I like to decorate the tables in a natural way. I never buy flowers from the florist. I do it myself, whatever I can find in the garden. Now there's not so many flowers, but I'm able to cut some nice leaves to put together things that are not usual for tables. I used to put pearls a lot in glasses that they and when my son Robert, the guy that you met, that he did the triple R line,
Yes.
when he was small, he was very, very nasty. And he started to play with all these pearls, and then sometimes he broke them. And I was at the time I put fake pearls with real pearls with my jewelry. And once he broke my real pearl
Necklace.
chain, a necklace, and I remember it was kind of a small accident
Yeah.
that we still remember anyhow.
Yeah. What a great memory. I would love to know what was little girl Ava like?
Mm. Eva was a very nice girl. I was the last, my sisters were very much older than me. I was the last child. So I was the child everybody just laughed, and I was beautiful, I was intelligent, I was always in school, I was the best in school. So everybody said, look at her, how nice and how how intelligent and how beautiful she is. Then when I grew up, I was a little bit more rebellic because I didn't want to have this image of the super nice girl.
Uh,
And and then when I was very young, my boyfriend's father organized a beauty contest in my not in my city. It was a kind of very important beauty contest, and he made an inscription for me, and then I won this beauty contest. I won a beautiful car. And from this, I went to Miss Austria. I became Miss Austria by accident. Everything happened by accident. Nothing was kind of planned. Everything happened like this. And then after Miss Austria, I went to Miss Universe. It was in Santo Domingo at the time, 77. And I became first runner-up, but more important, because the first place was a black girl, so it was interesting because they wanted to make the history of it was the first time that the black girl won Miss Universe, let's say. But the most important thing is I met my husband there. He was in the jury, and yeah, and so we kept in touch after. And I finished when I did my driving license.
yeah.
The day I was 18, I got my driving license. I had the car. I took a friend of mine and we drove to Florence to see Roberto. And yeah, and my friend, she stayed for 1 week, then she left, and I never left actually.
And you stayed.
And I stayed.
Wow. If you didn't stay, what do you think you would be doing today if you hadn't have married Roberto?
At the time, I wanted to study, I wanted to be a lawyer.
Okay.
Yeah. But then when I came to Florence, my husband, he had already Roberto Cavalli brand, but he was doing just printed leather. And and as I liked a lot, I was very good in knitting things, doing things by hand. I invented a line first of hand knitted pullovers, sweaters, mixed with some leather, and to introduce in the Roberto Cavalli brand. At the time, we were selling, especially in Germany.
Okay.
Then I went to make the selling in Germany because I spoke German and for years. And then it was in the 80s. Then fashion was not so important anymore. We concentrated more, we were traveling the world, we concentrated on racehorses and on other things until 92, when my husband actually wanted to close the business because he said, we are losing money. It's let's move to something else. And but in the last moment, by accident again, I said, instead of printing the leather, which was a very difficult and very expensive method to do, let's start to print on a canvas.
Mhm.
So with the same method of printing leather, which needs special colors, special pigment colors, we started to print on material. And then by accident, before going to the vacation, I remember, I was by myself in the company because in Italy at the time, 1st of August, everybody left from the city. Everybody goes to the seaside. Everything was closed. Now it's not so much anymore. Now just the 2 weeks in the middle. But at the time, if you wanted to do something in August, it was impossible. But I asked this guy to stay for one day, and we cut the first jeans. And and I brought it to stitch, and I brought it to the vacation, and I said to my husband, listen, I think it's a very good idea. I was really sure that this would be something special. So when we came back, the problem was that these leather colors, they made the material a little bit stiff. So I said, I put myself in the bath tube, like we did when we were young, and with
Yes.
some brush, we brushed out the color, and it made everything more soft, and it made everything used also, which was very new at the time
Yeah.
to have a printed jeans, but to have it used. And then we managed to put it on a stretch material, which was also very new at the time, because I speak about the early 90s, there was nearly no stretch material around.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we went to show these jeans the first time in Milano, and some clients saw it, and then it was really very quick that everything became back very successful because clients talk to other clients. They say, "Did you see this? Did you see that?" The next season they sold very well the product. So in 2-3 years there was a big comeback, let's say.
Yes. It said that you were your husband's greatest secret weapon. Is that how you
Yes.
would describe it?
Yes, because my husband was very, let's say, very energetic, very, and I was more calm or organizing everything because he had many ideas, but let's say was not organized.
I see.
So I pulled everything together somehow. But it's very important, I think, in everything, in every business, in every thing we do, it's so important to have a partner,
Yes.
or business partner or life partner, because, sometimes you go until a certain point and you get frustrated or you get tired and then the other person comes in and gives another angle to the situation. And then we were also very different characters. Let's say I'm more quiet, more quiet.
Yeah.
I'm a big dreamer. I think we were both big dreamers. But me, strangely, I think I was bigger, dreaming bigger. He didn't want so much to become successful or known. He said, because he said it will destroy a little bit the family,
Mm,
which is right somehow, to keep together family, business,
it's
to
hard.
go. It's a very difficult combination.
I see, especially when you're in the public eye.
Yes, and when you have children, and when, children, I remember we were traveling a lot at the time. And when we came back, sometimes we told them, we met Beyonce or Jennifer Lopez, was very nice. But sometimes maybe they said, I wish I would have some parents that asked me how was my school.
I see.
So, it was not easy to find the right combination for the family and for the business. Business always, and for me, I was working really super hard. I was
Sure.
working I don't know, 18 hours a day.
Yeah.
But it was not work. It was fun because
Passion.
it was passion. When you do things that you love, when you do things that it's not heavy.
Yeah.
It's just it keeps you going. So my suggestion really for young people, the most important thing is that they do what is their passion, what they love to do. Then
Yeah.
everything will come by itself.
Sure. Do you feel that because you didn't come from a fashion background that you learned as you went, that it was harder to design?
No, fashion is to design a
Mhm.
dress. It's a small, small part of fashion.
I see.
I had many designers working for me, and everybody came from school or also with experience and said, I want to be a fashion designer. And many of them, most of them, they were not good designers. But I said, we need good cut. We need people that know to make a good pattern. We need people that can follow up the beading process, to make a nice beading. You need people that have the passion for beading, that they go to India, they go in all the beading companies to find the right thing, to show to the designer the good swatches, good pieces.
Of course.
And then someone that does the big research on material. And then on prints, we had a department. I divided the company in small boxes, let's say. One box for printing, one box for material research, one box for leather and fur research. So one for sportswear, one for, because I used to have a friend that she was a professor at the Schenker school in Tel Aviv. And she came for 2-3 years, and I organized kind of a school, experimental thing inside the company. I took few young designers, and she supervised them. And I told them, please make a research for all the embossing, and they did research, and they came to me. They had time to dedicate research, because now what is the problem in fashion design? There's never time. We have to come out with so many collections. We have
Yes.
pre-collection, we have cruise collection, we have main collection, we have shows, and this multiplicated for men, women, children,
Couture.
classes, bags, shoes. It's
Too
like
much.
it's a lot. So there's no time to make research. And now also there's a lot. The success of our company also was that we had, and I think we were the only one, and we will be the only one in the future for sure. I gave a lot of space for research and for experimenting.
Yeah.
This is very expensive, and now companies, they have, this doesn't have to cost more than this. They have so many guidelines, so many, how you say, also blocks, you say,
Yes.
you cannot do this because it's too expensive. You cannot, or they tell you have to do for American, this already at the time. They told me you have to do something at the beginning when we started to sell in America to the department stores. They said you have to make an office suit. And Roberto Cavalli was not not a brand to make an office suit. So we tried hard to make, a straight, beautiful jacket with a nice skirt. But at the end, we didn't sell them so much because Roberto Cavalli was something else. And now the problem now, I think, that all these CEOs and all the companies, they want to do everything. And now also, especially with all the changing of designers from one to the other.
Yes, it's a lot.
And every designer brings back, he doesn't go by himself. He has his 6, 7, 10, 20 people that follow him, the production people, all these people.
It's like it's regulated. It's like it's not freedom to experiment or take risks.
There is no time to experiment. Then, who did Gucci now does, I don't know, I just say by accident.
Yes.
And it doesn't work like this because everything becomes very similar at the end. You don't understand. You lose I'm afraid that they lose the heart of the company. It's so important that once you have a name, you have a brand, to keep the brand, to renew the codes, but the codes have to stay there. To renew the thing how to do. But if you are Roberto Cavalli, you're not making the most amazing, I don't know, plain coats. You
Yeah.
go to Max Mara, I don't know, just to
Yeah.
say something, no?
No, I understand. I think the executives aren't wanting to take risks, and this is why we see this
Yeah,
musical chairs of creative directors. They're
yeah.
changing, going into the same kind of houses.
And also to have this, how you say, this pushing on your head to make more money, to make more, to sell more. Every company has to grow 5%, 10%. You cannot go back.
Mhm.
And now people also, I think they spend less for
Yes.
clothes because once there is no new crazy idea around that
Mhm.
they really need to have it because everybody has already so many things in his wardrobe, no? So sometimes you say, why should I buy and spend, I don't know,
Mhm.
50,000 for something that maybe I prefer to spend it in a trip, in an
Yeah.
experience. So it's more
Wellness, health, and I
in
think
wet,
that people are
uh,
not wanting to spend something that they can find a fake. You know.
or you can find a fake, or the friend has it, So we are going back. I think everybody wants to be more individual and wants to, like it was in the 70s and the 80s.
Mhm.
We brands didn't exist practically. We
Yeah.
just bought something because it was great, because we loved it. Now, sometimes, many times, you buy it because it's a brand. It's this, that. So I think people can go back a little bit. They want to be more individual, more special, and they want the beautiful lifestyle. They
Yeah.
want to make experience. They come to Florence. They want to see special things. They want to see the artisans. Maybe they want to buy something to bring back from the uh, artisanry from Florence, because there's a lot going on. Or, for example, my son, that he opened this profumoir that you can go there, you can choose there is a guide that makes you to smell
Mhm.
hundreds of smells, and then you, together with your memories of your childhood sometimes, or whatever is you create your own perfume, which is something, it's a beautiful trip to go through this, and
Yeah.
then you have something that is just for you.
Yes, it's a memory.
It's a memory and it's just for you. And I think we will go more in this direction now.
Yeah, people are looking for experiences and
Yes,
health and wellness, and
yes,
fashion for so long relied on the Chinese market, but the
yes,
Chinese aren't spending, they're spending their money on real estate and things that they can pass to the next generation.
yes. But they invest also in Europe or just in China for now?
I think that because China isn't reliable, that this is one of the reasons why luxury fashion is suffering at the moment.
Hmm.
And yeah, they're not taking risk because the consumer isn't purchasing. The
Mm.
consumer is having a hard economic challenges themselves. It's not helping with the Trump tariffs. All of these are
Yeah.
factors that are affecting
Mm.
purchasing. And I think it's hard also for consumers to justify buying a $20,000 Chanel bag when it's made in China, or a lot of these products are made in China.
Yeah.
Why should I go buy something that's made there?
And yeah, it's another thing I think very important now. Certain kind of people, they spend money, but they want a really beautiful product, a product that they can is forever, let's say, more than something quick to wear once and then.
Yeah, then it goes away. And
Mm.
I think with the rise of AI, people are going to have more time for experiences
Because they can work also and also, also after the COVID, we understood that we don't need an office, but we
right.
can work, especially young people. Many young people are
Yes,
traveling now because they understood that they can work from wherever, from the beach.
exactly. But and maybe that's why maybe we'll see more fashion brands launching hotels and branded residences and experiences.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's also now, and all the beaches now are branded. Is that how you say branded?
Yes. Yes, like with the beach chairs and
Yes.
the
And
everything to
now also every hotel might have some rooms, some special rooms. This I
Yes.
think it's a nice idea.
Yeah.
But fashion, I think for me always fashion has been not just clothes.
Yes.
It's life, it's lifestyle.
Mhm.
Everything
Experiences.
should be music, film, art. Everything
Yeah.
is connected. Everything is should be connected with fashion. Everything is fashion somehow.
It is, and it really connects to politics, and I think people don't understand how much fashion inspires what's happening politically in a country.
Mm,
Like World War One, when it started, the corset went and the bra came because
yeah.
women were in factories making things, so
Yes.
it definitely
Yeah.
backs. I'm curious, what kind of character is needed to run a fashion house?
You need to be very strong.
Mm,
Very, because it's a tough business, like every business. But fashion may be more than others because you have timelines that you have to respect, and sometimes you are always late
mm,
because ideas. Uh, it's not something that you can control too much.
yeah,
Today I need to have this inspiration. Sometimes they need longer, and also the realization of the things sometimes, if you want to do them well, needs longer because it's so many people and so many creative people are involved, and creative people are not always on a regular calendar, let's say.
yeah,
We used to work, we started late in the morning. Everybody arrived around 10 to 10:30, but then we worked late in the evening. So
right.
you need to be very strong because there is a lot of pressure from all kind of pressure from all the parts.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be impressed by success or by unsuccess. You just have to have your idea and go and dream.
Yeah,
Dream big
yeah,
and follow your dream.
and go for it.
And don't get impressed by things that happen on the way.
Sure. Like stay humble and
Yeah, stay humble. Yeah.
yeah.
It's not easy also because sometimes people they either idolize you. How you say, they make you an
Yes.
idol. But then in the same time, maybe after a few months you do something what is not so good, and they
They talk about you in a negative way or they
yes. So
push you
it's
down.
you need to be strong, and especially in tough times.
Yeah.
My name was my collaboration. The people collaborating with me, they call me Duracell. I don't know if you know what it means.
I
It's a
don't.
battery that never,
Duracell, yes, yes, yes. Yeah, it keeps going and going.
yes,
Yeah.
because at a certain time, you really need to keep going. You cannot think left, right, or you have to go and get
Keep
it
going.
realized.
Because there's a lot of pressure in fashion. And it's like what you were saying with having these creative directors or having to create these collections, so many in a year. And I thought COVID would slow that down, but it hasn't.
The thing was that during COVID, at the end, it's a natural way. During COVID, nobody bought fashion or just things for the house. And then there was a reaction immediately after when it
Mm.
was finished to opposite now.
Yes, to go shopping.
To go shopping, and especially also I think also the for me it was all I nearly never bought anything online, but my children, they buy everything online.
Mm.
I have here now, my one of my sons is here with me every day. We get Amazon, 5, 10 package. The new generation buys everything online. And
Yes.
also fashion. Sometimes they buy also in 2, 3 sizes to see which one is the best. The rest they send back. But I think there will be a- again the desire to go to a shop.
Yes.
Not too many, maybe we don't need a shop in every corner, in every city, but to have few shops, not just to get the experience
Mm.
and to invent something that, it becomes, you go shopping, you go in a store, you go because you have a beautiful experience,
Right.
not necessary to buy. That's now why also this season few days I was in Forte dei Marmi. It's a city where everybody goes on vacation here, close to
Right.
Florence. And all the stores, all the big all the big names, all the big brands have a store there. But what they did, they rented special houses, beautiful places, and they did some special pieces also for this event. They called all the clients and said, please, tomorrow, 8 o'clock, come to the villa. We have some beautiful pieces that the store doesn't have, some special made pieces. We have champagne, we have a DJ, we have dinner or whatever. So it's a way
Connect.
to connect with your clients,
Yeah.
to understand, to connect with your clients.
Right. Right. Which makes a
And
difference.
every big brand did this. And I think it's very nice also. It's a
Yeah.
very nice idea, very fresh.
Yeah. Because
Uh,
as humans, it's nice to
uh,
go into a store and
yeah,
to connect, even when you have online options. I like
yeah,
to go into a store sometimes.
yes.
Yeah. Um,
After,
yeah, after COVID and
yeah,
but I think I'll always be that way. Yes, Amazon's nice to go shopping and to get
mm,
everything on, but there's nothing like going to a store and holding the product.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Touching it and then seeing it, at least for me, maybe for our generation,
Yes.
it's like this.
Exactly.
Or also, another thing eventually to see the thing in the store, and then sometimes you don't want to try it in the store, but they send it also to your home. If not, you order it online. They send
Yeah.
it home. You can try in your ambience, which is also nice. Because
Yes.
sometimes you want to do everything in a store. The store should be something privilege, especially we are talking about luxury now, not to have really beautiful fitting rooms, maybe with some champagne, some fruits. That it becomes for a woman, it becomes um,
It's a dopamine hit to the
exact.
brain. And I think in the Middle East, shopping in stores hasn't changed. In the West, the online thing is big, but I feel in Dubai and Saudi Arabia, people are still going into the stores and things haven't changed much there in that regard.
Yes. Especially, in Dubai also, it's nice because they have these huge malls. It's an experience for them to go there. They take their children. The children can go to amazing parks, to amazing entertainment. They can enjoy the real shopping because the service in Dubai is amazing. So I think the shopping is still one of the most important things for a woman to do. But it has to be an experience. It's a little bit transformed. It's not that you go, because if you go to shop for necessity, it's easier to do it on a computer and just to how you say, to fill in. I say I need this, that, and you don't need to move your car. You don't need a driver. You don't need to park. So, but
Yeah.
if this experience to go and to buy something eventually becomes a real experience, I think it's that's another thing in the future will be very, very strong, because we have everything now, and what we need and what we want is to have a special experience. We are more rewarded by that than by other things.
Why did the experience stop in the West then? Because Western women like experiences, but why have we turned to
But I
online
think it's a
shopping?
moment. I think it's a moment. It's it's a flow. You know, everything in life, everything in is like
Pendulum.
wave. It's a
Yeah.
wave. So
Yeah.
now it was easy to get everything at home, to try, not to bother, not to, and also because shopping was probably not curated enough by the people that are having the shops. They just put the clothes and but now they start also in Italy to invite, not in the shop, they even take locations outside the shop. They invite the people in for a special experience, on a dinner, on a cocktail, on something special. So
Right.
it will be back. Probably,
Okay.
you know, as I said, it's all waves, and now we are at the peak, but everything will become more
Social again,
again.
communal,
Yes,
social.
yes. Also because it's nice. Also because you go to a shop maybe with some friends. You have to gather the experience. It's
Yeah.
also a thing to socialize and
Yeah. Yeah.
to
To make it like, yeah, it's
Mm,
an experience, a
mm,
memory. It's, yeah,
yeah.
community. Okay, so there's like almost 40 new creative directors, as you know, coming in this
Yeah.
month to these new, or not new houses, but
Yeah.
into new positions. And most of these creative directors are men. Not many of them are women, and it's Women's Fashion Month. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's, I think it's quite accidental, by accident, probably. I think, you know, also in art, in paintings, now there is a big movement of women,
Mm,
but women until not so long time ago, they were considered less good artists.
okay.
I think it's accidental. I think a woman, if she has an artistic mind, and she's even more able capacity to create something for the woman, because
Mm,
because the strength between me and Roberto was also that I knew exactly what women like, what women need, what are their fears. Every woman, or most of the women I know, everybody thinks to be fat, as if they are skinny, skinny, skinny. So, and especially around the hips, the waist, with the dress, you should make a woman feel more attractive. You should give her self-confidence. She should be more attractive. That's a dress why we dress, because
right.
we want to impress. We want to give an image of ourselves, like sometimes also different, like we are. You know, that's why there was a big success of Giorgio Armani at the time, because he made a woman feel a little bit more masculine
Mhm.
to
With the suits and the
dress
jacket.
with the suit. You immediately feel more corporate. You feel more. So I think and you know, men, and especially, let's say, gay men. I don't know if you can say that.
Yeah, but
um,
yeah,
they idolize the woman a lot. For them, the woman, most of them, they idol is the mothers. They idol is the fam. It's something psychological also.
I see.
So what happens? They idolize a woman. They make her, for them it's a dream, and they see her in a different way than a woman can see a woman. A woman who makes clothes, who makes fashion, wants to make the other woman knows about her insecurities, about her doubts, about her things, and she can make them to feel more strong in this.
Yeah.
A
Empowered.
man, I used to work with so many designers, men. Actually, usually it was all men. Not thinking now, thinking
Yes.
back, it was very little women were more in other positions like beading, like finishings, like making the product, but less designers. Let's say designers. Actually, you're right. It's more a man's
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
Because maybe because they make the woman dream. They design a woman that sometimes doesn't exist. But also fashion, what is fashion? Fashion is something that we want to dream. We want to dream about something. We want to, yeah, especially we want to dream.
Yeah.
In dreams is something that sometimes are not touchable, so they don't exist.
Right. It's going to be interesting to see what a lot of these new creative directors are going to come up with
Yes,
and
the problem
then
is, like I said, it's for me, it's more if everybody would be a new designer,
mm,
not already uh,
yeah,
w-
not ones
not
who's already been in
in
different fashion houses, yeah.
like Oliver Roosting when he went to guide Balmain, he came from Cavalli. He was my stagiaire.
Yes.
And he was very good. I understood already that he was very good. So he had the flower, the scent of Cavalli, but then he was young and he was free and he could really, he went from Cavalli to Balmain to create his own story, which
Yes.
is great. But now what is happening, all the big companies, they need a lot of, how you say, they need to make a lot of money. They need
Of
to make
course.
a profit.
Yes.
So they put a lot of pressure on the designers and on the design team. And then they are coming from other design teams. They bring, so it's just a change of thrones.
And they can't take risks. I was recently interviewing a guy named the Fashion Roadman. He's a critic
Mm,
and he went to Central St. Martin's and he knows fashion quite well, and I asked him why would we never have another Alexander McQueen
mm,
or John Galliano who were discovered out of fashion school
mm.
to go to big houses, and he said, "Because the execs at these big, the conglomerates aren't gonna take such a risk.
No,
The money's too precious."
it's too much of a risk.
Yeah.
You have you can yeah, it's so what is happening now, it's just a change of
Change it's musical chairs, they're
yeah,
just, getting up
yeah.
and changing
Yeah,
chairs.
so nothing, I don't think nothing amazing will come out. If
Yeah.
not, one of these guys or one of these designers will find the ideal alignment with the CEO and the support of the company. And but this takes time also.
Sure.
Nothing that you can do just like
Is there anyone that you're looking forward or watching to see their
yeah, it
collection?
will be interesting.
Yeah,
Everybody, I think, is interesting to see what's coming up,
yeah.
and
Well,
hopefully we'll have some surprises.
I hope so. I'm
Yeah,
looking forward to Pier Paolo at Balenciaga. He's very romantic with his silhouettes, and Balenciaga's a little bit edgy. I'm intrigued to see if he's going to be able to fall in line with the house codes or what he's going to do. And J.W.
yeah. To
Anderson.
go back to Balenciaga to the first, when I knew Balenciaga, who was Nicolas? No, who was there? Nicolas de Quesquel
No,
for
he's at Louis Vuitton.
no at the time. I think
Uh,
he was there.
Dimna?
No, before I speak,
Dimna.
maybe you were born yet. Um,
Yes,
I,
maybe.
I speak before them now, before Nicolas was there, I think, for sure. Anyhow, yeah, yeah, this could be an interesting story.
Yeah.
Or also, we were them at at his new position also will be interesting.
Yeah.
It will be a little bit less. I don't know. It will be a surprise. At least, hopefully, we will see something different.
Yes.
Different, but what is so important, and what, if you follow now all the tributes to George Armani, what has been done, his biggest force, his biggest strength was that he was always, how you say, he was always
Creating something new.
no creating his style. He never went out of the box. He
Yeah.
was very truthful to his what he is. And this is very important. And
Yeah.
this should be respected by all the designers, that they have the possibility now to go and to work for a big fashion house. I think the most important thing is to respect what is the core, what is the heart of each company, and to develop it in a new way for today, what woman would like to wear today.
Yes.
That's for me the biggest and the only challenge.
Yeah.
Because to do what they are, it's just an ego. It's just a confirmation for the ego, which is not what is needed. We don't
Yeah.
need, or they do their own fashion house in this case. But if they take the responsibility to work for Gucci, Valentino, Balenciaga, whatever, Versace, they should be how you say, they should be
Mindful of
mindful and grateful, and follow and
house codes.
develop the codes of the house,
Yeah.
to make them totally new, but not to do what would be their personal vision.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so 3 last quick questions. When you look back over what you did at Roberto Cavalli and what you accomplished, how does it make you feel? What comes to mind?
Yeah, I followed all this, what we are just talking about. I knew what the woman wanted. I knew what were the codes of Cavalli. And also, if they asked me to do something out of the box, I said no, because it doesn't make sense. It's better to do something that we are the best than to do something just to make, I don't know, or to make more income, which is not in our courts, in our things.
Yeah.
So I was very systematic in this. I didn't want to go all the way. I was quite strict in what I was open to new interpretations. Woman that Cavalli dresses it's a special woman. It's a woman that she is very strong, very sure about herself. She has a big character. She knows what she wants. She knows where she wants to arrive, and yeah, and with a Roberto Cavalli dress, she could arrive everywhere.
Yes, indeed. Now that you're not involved.
And now I tell you, so many people just texted me also from Venice Festival, like the wife of Julian Schnabel, everybody went there with some Cavalli vintage, and they were so happy. And I must say, they really stand out from other dresses. So yeah, this is a big. This gives a big satisfaction.
There's a lifeline to the Cavalli brand. It's timeless.
Yes, it's timeless, and for sure it makes the woman more powerful, more beautiful, and more special, which is not always the case now. Sometimes these designers, they see the woman, they don't want her to be very beautiful. They want her to be, I don't know, something else.
Like an object.
I don't know. And the woman fashion is here to make us more beautiful, to make us more secure, to give us more tools to arrive to our dreams.
Yeah. For sure. While you're not involved in the operations anymore, what occupies your time?
Sorry?
While you're not involved in the operations of Roberto Cavalli
Yeah.
anymore, what occupies your time? What do you do these
Now
days?
I love, I'm a lot involved in decoration, in home decoration. Love to, for me, the table is now my new couture. I make couture à la table because it's a way also to be together with friends and to be together in a more fantasy way. This is one of my passions, let's say.
Yeah, you're good at it.
I'm
I've
good at
seen
it.
your tables.
I love to host dinners. I love to bring people together from different worlds and to to brainstorm new ideas. For me, that is very important now.
Could you
I'm like how you say, like a calamita. I like a calamita
okay.
in Florence. It's very small. It's a very small town, but it's also a very international town. So many people come even just for a few days to visit, to get married, to celebrate birthday, to celebrate whatever. And I love to bring them all together. Also with my son, that he opened a beautiful restaurant. So this is another opportunity to meet each other and the mind, the creation, a creative person like I am, it's never staying still. So
Yeah.
there's always new things coming up, and that's the beauty about life.
It is. It is.
Mm.
Would you create your own line of home interiors?
I will.
Oh,
I'm working on that.
nice.
But for me, as I said, it's really bringing together people from different worlds.
Yeah.
Me, that's very, very challenging and very interesting because I think if I believe a lot in if we are together, we are more strong.
Yes.
And especially if artists and people from the industry and people from sometimes also from politics or from different worlds come together, my dream is to build a new lifestyle, I would say.
Yeah.
Which starts by the table because we meetings are around the table with a good wine, with good food, and from there we just can create something new maybe
Yeah.
because creative people together can hopefully come out with some new whatever.
Yeah, change the world.
Yeah.
Last question. I'm 37, so what would you tell your 37?
What to myself, 37?
Yes, what would you tell yourself?
Uh, it's a difficult question.
Really?
Yes, yeah, I would, I don't know. I would maybe tell her, take care about yourself a lot in each way. How you say, cure yourself, your body, your mind, work a little bit less, stay more with your children, with your family, and nurture your friendships, your family, because this is the most important thing in life. Business comes and goes for sure. If you do something which is following your dreams, you are very lucky. Yeah, I would say just do things that you really like, that you really love.
Mm,
Because if you do something that you really love, that you believe in it, it will be successful. And you will work around this concept or whatever it is 24 hours a day. And it will be your passion, not your work.
yeah.
So, yeah, do something that you really love, that you believe in it, because it will give you all the satisfaction. Which is
Yeah.
very important also to know that you are able to create something, that you are able to make something different, something new. It's very important for our ego, for our being.
Yeah. To have purpose. Yeah.
Yeah, to have a good purpose, a purpose that you believe in, and to share your purpose or your success with friends and with family and friends
Yeah.
as most possible.
Eva, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Ali. It was very nice to talk to you.
For me too.
I wish you a good fashion week.
Thank you. Thank you. If you happen to be in Milan, let me know.
I will.
I hope that you enjoyed this podcast episode and that you have found a soulful connection to the conversation. God bless you, and until the next episode, go bless somebody else.